Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Duck Zone 503, man. And today I'm going to be rolling out the Oregon Ducks spring preview today, specifically about tight ends, the tight end position group on this Oregon football team in 2022. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my partner here, Jonathan Charles from Scoop
What's
Duck,
up? What's
man,
up?
at
Happy to be
Jonathan
here.
underscore SD8. How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
Yes, sir. Happy to be here with Duck Zone 503. We always provide the info. Make sure to go hit that like button, go subscribe, go comment. You already know the deal.
Yes, sir.
Hope Duck Zone 503 grows channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trying to reach 100 subscribers. I think I'm at 86 at the time of this recording. So if y'all are watching and y'all are Duck fans or just college football fans, Pac-12 fans in general, and y'all can keep it cool, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button too. It helps me get into the feed of more Duck fans out there looking for Duck content. So just trying to get it all out there. We've been rolling out these Duck previews. We've done the quarterbacks and the running backs. At the time of this recording, we're going to be doing tight ends, then wide receivers, and then eventually finish it up with the O linemen. I don't know. And then switch to the defensive side of the football as well. We'll cover that. And then that will be a wrap, hopefully in time for the spring practices to start getting rolling around so we can start covering that a little bit. But yeah, man, excited to have you on. I know we can't have you on every episode, but just to get your insight on recruiting a little bit, and you've been around the team for about 2-3 years now. So yeah, man, really, really excited to have you on. Thank you.
Appreciate it, of course. Happy to be here.
All right, yep. So let's get into it, man. Oregon's first spring practice is March 10th, so right around the corner at the time of this recording. That's 8 days away. So literally about a week away. From getting this going here. And then April 23rd is the spring game. So fans can look forward to the spring game at 1 p.m. It's free admission with a donation of cans. They're doing a can drive there at the university. So make sure you bring your cans. And it's important to mention here that there's no vaccine requirement for outdoor sport venues. The university announced that a couple of days ago. So no having to show a negative COVID test, no vaccine. You can just walk right in like the old times. So there's that. And let's talk about the tight ends, man. So all these tight ends, they're coming back. We got fourth year Spencer Webb coming back for his fourth year. And we got coming back for their second year, Terrence Ferguson and Maliki Matavau. Some of the key tight ends in the room there. Patrick Herbert and Cam McCormick come back from injury. And DJ Johnson is also in this tight end room, but it's important to note that he may play defense this year as well. We just don't know yet. So me personally, I have a feeling DJ Johnson will play defense just because of lack of edge rushers so far on the roster. And with KT leaving for the NFL, we're going to need somebody to pick up that role. And I feel like he did a damn good job this last season. I mean, in the Ohio State game, he had the game-winning sack. So, there's that. Oregon doesn't bring in no new tight end recruits in this 2022 recruiting class, which is important to note there. And then former tight end coach Bobby Williams is out, and new coach Drew Maringer is in. Do you want to speak on the new coach Drew Maringer a little bit?
Yeah. So this tight end group returns a lot. There's a lot of young talent and even experienced talent. There's a good blend of both, and now that the younger tight ends have more experience on them, they understand the concepts of how to block, route running, and just all the intricacies of being a tight end. They even got to learn the O line plays, just like everyone else on the team that's got to learn the O line plays. This new staff, and then with Coach Drew Maringer, he has a lot of experience being at Texas. Strong recruiter, brought in a lot of good guys to Texas. Other than that,
yeah, Drew Maringer, man. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he could do. New guy in. That's the case with pretty much the whole staff is pretty much a new staff. So interesting to see how he's gonna do here at Oregon. Wasn't able to land any new recruits for this class, but with the late hire, so it's kind of hard to do that. So let's see how he does. I mean, I really like what Bobby Williams was able to do with getting Matavau and Ferguson. I think these guys are both of them are gonna be, by when it's all said and done, could be NFL guys. I really think that they really have really good talent. I think Spencer Webb is a special player. We have not seen his full potential yet, just with his injuries and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how he develops talent and recruits here at Oregon. So let's
Mm,
talk about the last year, man. The OC last year didn't really get the tight ends involved as much as I wanted to. So I really want to see the new OC, offensive coordinator Kenny Dillingham. I want to see him find new ways to get these tight ends involved, because last year in the offense, it kind of feels like these tight ends were just mostly blocking. Um, Terrence Ferguson led all the tight ends last season with 17 catches, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which is simply just not good enough for the type of talent that Oregon has at this position. I mean, that's 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. I know for a fact Ferguson himself is even probably saying, like, come on, man, give me the ball better than that. Um, Overall, this tight end group all together put up 41 catches, 330 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's just simply not good enough. You have one player with pretty much half your stats. You can credit that stat that I got. I got those stats from Matt Preem from 247 Sports. So thank you
mhm.
for that, Matt Preem. Um, yeah, but overall, man, I just think this tight end group is very, very talented. We have Oregon fans have yet to see how talented this group is as pass catchers, just because they just were not involved. So I'm interested to see out of the pro offense how Kenny Dillingham is going to get these guys involved, man. What do you think?
Yeah, so they're going to be running a lot of two tight end sets. You kind of have to, especially with the tight ends that you have. Um, they there's a good blend of receiving and blocking guys
Yep.
within that group. So you have to utilize the guys that you have on roster, especially like how we mentioned before. There's a good balance of experience and talent within that room, and injuries can always occur, especially the long history that Cam McCormick has. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this year and contribute more to the team. I know it definitely hurt him from a personal perspective that he only played 2 games and was out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that was tough.
Um, so they're going to be running a lot more routes, and I think they're going to be a lot more utilized in this offense, especially yeah, like just with the tight ends that you have, and a lot of them being receiving tight ends. You got to use it, especially if Ty Thompson does start. You want him to have a safety net, or even Bo Nix or Jake Butterfield. You want them to have a safety net and be able to go to your tight end as like a 7 yard catch.
Yeah, 100%, man. I agree with what you're saying. I think you got a mix of great receiving and blocking tight ends. Let's break it down a little bit, man. We got Terrence Ferguson, was a highly rated recruit in that 21 class, the number 5 tight end in his class, according to On3, and has a background at playing wide receiver, so he's a really great catching tight end. That's what I really like about Ferguson. I mean, you could see it in last year's stats. I mean, with not even getting involved, he still puts up, the leading stats there at Oregon. So, he was the most involved statistically wise. So that
Yeah.
that can tell you something there. I know that had to do some with injuries and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see who really steps up in the spring game for sure. I like Maliki Monteval as well, highly rated recruit as well in the 21 class, number 6 tight end, including according to On3 Sports. So we got the number 5 and number 6 tight end. That's one thing that Bobby Williams that I really like about what he did last year, getting those 2 guys. Monteval is really great at blocking. He's more of the blocking back, but can also catch, man. I mean, you see it in the Ohio State game. He had a touchdown in the Ohio State game receiving. So great at catching as well. I just think he needs to work on his quickness and maybe speed as much. I don't think he has that as much as Ferguson does, and like Webb would have. Let's talk about Spencer Webb as well. Spencer Webb is one of my personal favorite tight ends. Ever since I seen when I didn't even know who he was, he made that highlight catch on the Auburn defender and just shoved him down in that game 1 in
Yeah,
2019. I was like, dude,
that was
I
cool.
yeah, dude. I was like, I gotta have my eye on him, dude. So that was awesome, man. Another highly rated recruit, Spencer Webb is. He was the number 12 tight end in the 18 class. So something to note, we got a whole bunch of highly ranked tight ends. And I haven't even mentioned DJ Johnson's name. So another highly rated recruit out of Florida, man. This guy's just a straight up athlete. It's going to be interesting what the coaches do with the man as an offense or defense. Is he going to play both? I mean, I think he can do both just as well as anybody on the team. I mean, look at in 2020, he was great at tight end. I mean, he was Tyler Shuck's like number one option pretty much. You know what I mean? For the first couple games. So, I mean, I think he could do great at whatever they put him at. One of the best blockers at tight end Oregon has. That's something to mention when he plays tight end. He can really lay that block for the edge and lay holes for the running back. Also, dominant edge rusher, as I said, had that game-winning sack at Ohio State, and has had to play offense and defense for the last 2 years pretty much due to like injuries and just how good of an athlete he is. So, out of these guys, I really like those four. It's interesting to mention Patrick Herbert still on the team as well. I don't know how he's going to fit in the rotation with the talent that Oregon has that's in front of him, but I really like to see him get in. A lot of fans wanted to see that Herbert to Herbert connection with his brother while he was here, and it just really didn't materialize. So, going to be interesting to see how he can fit in, how he can get some play time. I know the fans are going to want to see him as well. So, go ahead and touch on some the tight ends and what you like about him as well.
Yeah, I like how all versatile they are. They aren't just tied down to the tight end group. If you needed a flex one as an outside receiver, a lot of them could. I mean, there's a lot of experience, a lot of talent. Spencer Webb is definitely a very polished receiver, if he needed to be. And then I believe that DJ Johnson will probably play on the defensive side more this year just because of all the talent and how stacked that room is. And you can do it out of luxury to move him to the defensive end group. Especially, it might be a better move for him now that he's already a fourth year and he's already preparing for the NFL draft in the near future.
Yeah, 100%, man. Let's talk about what you just said there a couple sentences ago. You talked about DJ Johnson playing defense, man. I also agree. I think that he's going to play defense. I think that'll be the best move for the team, just given that some of the edge rushers that left, including KT. You got Swinson there. Who else do you have at edge? Because I know we have Swinson at edge, and then yeah, I'll have to look at the roster probably, but yeah, that just saying that, like, as an Oregon fan, you don't really know who else is at the edge. That tells you probably DJ Johnson is probably best fit there. And we just mentioned a whole bunch of names.
Yeah, there's a bunch
group, so
of other guys, but a lot younger and they haven't proven as much. So
right.
It'd be best if DJ Johnson definitely made that move, and then if one of those younger guys step up this year, that's going to be beneficial, and that way the room is a little more developed.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think this tight end group is really deep. I think it's really talented and it's really young, which as a coach you love to have. I think there's many guys that Oregon has that can play this position. I really like the two young tight ends in specific. I think they have the most talent and the most upside for this team. Until Webb, McCormick, and Herbert can really stay healthy a whole season, I don't know if they'll start or play much until proven otherwise. I think those two young guys are really going to solidify themselves. These are just my predictions here. I would like to see DJ Johnson on defense, like we just said, fill that edge rusher, really not enough talent. Or not, I wouldn't say not enough talent, but just unproven, a lot of unproven talent at that edge spot. And I'm going to announce my starter here. I know you said they're going to be playing two tight ends, but I guess I'll announce my starter / who I think is going to lead in the statistical category for this season. Drum roll, please. All right. I think that Terrence Ferguson will definitely take the starting spot and lead statistically on this team at tight end, just because I like his catching ability. I like his size. I like his background at wide receiver will create a lot of mismatches for one-on-one catches, and that's what Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator, already said he wants to do with this offense is create a lot of one-on-ones. So looking at Ferguson and his background at wide receiver a little bit, I think statistically he's definitely going to lead this team this year. So definitely excited to see that. In the spring game in specific, though, talking about just the spring game, I want to see just one of these guys really separate themselves as tight end number one, because there is a lot of talent and a lot of guys that could take this spot. It's hard to call one guy here and predict a starter. I just went ahead and did Ferguson just because he led last year's, kind of easy to do. So yeah, man. I just want to see that. And another thing to note in the spring game is to watch how the tight ends are involved. Me in specific, I want to get back to seeing these tight ends be a vertical threat up the middle. I really enjoyed when Mariota was here and he would connect with Colt Lyerla up the middle for like 15 yards and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. So
like moments like that were awesome to see within the game, and
yeah,
being being able to see the tight ends used properly. And I'm sure, and we're gonna get a lot of it this year. Of course, whoever's the quarterback is stepping into a good situation with the receiving core that they have available to them with the tight ends and the receivers. Um,
yeah, 100%, man. Do you want to give your thoughts on maybe who you think is going to be like the starter, or maybe this is because you said there's going to be two of them. So
yeah.
who do you think is going to be the statistical leader of this room?
So I think it'll probably be Webb.
Okay.
In the back of my mind, I also thought Maliki Mataveo, but I think Webb is probably going to lead the group statistically with the most receiving yards.
Yeah.
It could be either one of them. It could be Webb. It could be Webb or Maliki Mataveo or Ferguson. I think those are probably the most obvious ones for the most receiving yards and most touchdowns this year. Um, and then Oregon's are going to recruit two tight ends this year, so they're going to be taking two tight ends in this 23 class, and then in the 24 class, just take one.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So got a little scoop for the 23 class of recruiting. Do you got any prospects that they're looking at in the 23 class?
Yeah,
For a tight end?
so Deuce Robinson, the 5-star from Arizona,
Nice.
and then Riley Williams within the state of Oregon goes to Central Catholic High School in the Portland area. And then another guy to watch out for is Walker Lyons. Oregon didn't make his cut, but Oregon's still in it. So if anyone sees news of him visiting in March or April, there's a good chance that Oregon can still get him. And then another name is Jackson Bowers from Arizona. And then other than that, those are kind of like the four guys right now currently. There's some other guys that they're recruiting, but just on the West Coast alone, those are the four guys.
All right, awesome. So yeah, Duck fans, keep your eye on those names for sure.
Mhm.
I think we pretty much covered this tight end room. You got anything else to say?
No, I mean I'm just excited to watch this group, and it was disappointing to see that this group wasn't as utilized as much as last year. And I know this year they're going to be used a lot more, especially that they're bringing in a new quarterback, and it's always good to have a safety net and a tight end to know that you can get 5 to 15 yards with that guy.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really interested to just watch in the spring game how they're utilized for sure. Gonna be taking notes on that. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on for sure. If you guys ain't subscribed, what'd you say? Sorry.
Oh, I said, of course, I appreciate you bringing me on.
Oh yeah,
Always a
100%,
good time
100%.
talking about the Ducks and Breaking Day group.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and Jonathan, we're both from scoopduck.com. So go ahead and get your scoop there, man. Go to scoopduck.com. You can get exclusive news straight from the top writers in the industry on through on3.com. So scoopduck.com. I'm Duckzone 503. So personally, man, if y'all want to follow me, I'm Duckzone 503 on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and follow my boy Jonathan Charles at Jonathan_SD8 on Twitter. He's gonna keep you updated with all things recruiting with Oregon football and breaking news as well. So
Make sure to go like, comment, subscribe, go hit that bell. We got you guys plugged in, and then all the info is going to be in the description below.
yes, sir. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.
All right.